What's up, y'all? It's your girl Latasha. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Latasha, and today we're doing a story time. So, go grab your snacks and your drinks, sit back and relax, and let's get into this video. We have a special guest today. Say hi.
Hi.
This is my mom, and she's just here chilling, like we always do. Okay, so we're going to get into this story time of how I broke my leg. Now, she always laughing about the story and making fun of me and stuff like that, but it wasn't funny. It was very painful and stuff like that, but I always get my mom cracking up about this story.
Go on with the story.
So anyway, getting to the story. I was 13 years old in the 8th grade in middle school. Me and my friend Ray, we used to stay after school all the time and just do anything, have fun. You know, we wasn't into sports or anything else, so we would always stay after school late, you know, catch up on homework or other work or talk to other friends that didn't live around us. Well, it was raining that day, and of course, we stayed after, and and I seen this guy. He was like my crush, and we're gonna call him Wyatt. So that wasn't his name, but we're gonna call him Wyatt. So anyway, Wyatt stayed after school. He was in the 7th grade and I was in the 8th grade, and my friend, she had a crush too. She was crushing on his brother, and his brother was in the 8th grade as well. So in school, I wasn't like the popular person or anything, but the popular kids, they knew me, they knew my name, they came and talked to me, they came and hung out with me, but I never like sat at their table or anything like that. So Wyatt was part of the popular kids and stuff like that, but of course I had to have a crush on him. He was fine. And I'm still sitting up here thinking about it. So anyway, getting back to the story. So the late bus came at 4:00 p.m. So of course we were supposed to get on the bus, stalk Wyatt and his brother, but that didn't happen. But we knew where they lived at and stuff like that, and we would go around there and say hi to them and stuff like that. So anyway, after that would happen, we would just laugh about it, go to the mall and stuff like that, because the mall was up the street from where they lived at. But it didn't work out that way. So what had happened was, okay, the late bus came, and me and my friend was waiting for the bus. So like I said, it was raining that day, so where the steps were, there was like a muddy hill. So the steps was jam-packed with kids going to the late bus to get home. So I took the hill and I ended up falling and busting my ass wide open. And at first it was funny. Everybody was laughing at first. But then once the pain kicked in, it wasn't funny. I cried. My leg was blue and red, and a little piece of the bone was sticking out of my skin. So then I guess somebody went and got the nurse. But before all of that, Wyatt had called my name out. So knowing me not paying attention, I'm looking at him like, what? I knew his voice. I knew it. I knew his voice. He called my name. So I had to look and say yes, but busted my ass wide open, broke my leg, slipped down a muddy hill, had everybody laughing at me. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why? Why me? So anyway, getting back to the subject, my leg was blue and red with a little bone sticking out of it, and this nurse come to me talking about go put some ice on it and come back to school the next day. I mean, you mean to tell me you gonna tell somebody to put ice on their leg with a little bone sticking out of the skin? It's red, it's blue. Put some ice on it? Bruh, that's... So, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, I wouldn't even say that to a person. But I went back and I told my mom about it. And she flipped the fuck out. I mean, she was heated. She was like, put some ice on it. I mean, she said more than what I said. Because she was like, but didn't she see the bone sticking out? I'm sitting up there thinking to myself, she had to be stupid or something. But anyway, I'm not even going to get on her. So anyway, it was another girl whom I was friends with. Her name was Sherelle. So Sherelle saw me sitting there crying. I really didn't have a way of getting home, and my mom didn't drive. So Sherelle and her mom was able to take me home. I thanked her and her mom. I'm glad that she was able to take me home, and she was like a really good friend for doing that. But we're not close anymore. I mean, I see her on Instagram. We're Instagram friends, but we're just not, like, we don't really talk that much because we lost out of contact and stuff like that. But I don't know how my mom found out before I told her, because of course, maybe it was my friend Ray who came and told my mom. I don't know, but she knew before I got home. So after I got home, my mom called the ambulance, and we was in the emergency room for hours. And I was crying. They did an x-ray and all that stuff. Then the unthinkable happened. Like, I was shocked that they even did this. I was crying even more. But when I got there, they laid me down on the stretcher. And let me tell you, y'all, the doctor just yanked my damn leg and wrapped it up in a temporary cast. You talking about a person who screamed out, cursing all over the place? Oh, that was me right there. Like, I didn't even know where those words came from. So, my mom looking at me like, are you serious? You knew all those words the whole time? And they put a temporary cast on it. They gave me crutches, and I had an appointment with a specialist. So in a couple of days, I had to go to the specialist to get my leg checked out. He did an x-ray and told me that I would need surgery on my leg. Now, I didn't want surgery, but, you know, I had to have it. So anyway, after a while, they admitted me into the hospital, and I had the surgery there. Finding out that I had to have a plate in my leg, which I still have that plate in my leg, but it's crazy. Like, 1 minute you are good, you laughing, you joking around and stuff like that, and then you slipping and falling and breaking your leg. So it took me 6 months to heal up and to get a walking cast on my leg. So I got that walking cast, and I started going back to school. Of course, I couldn't go to school while I had the surgery and stuff like that. I stayed in the hospital for a couple of days, but then I was heavy medicated, so I couldn't really go to school. Plus, the bus stop was pretty far from my home. So I stayed home for 6 months. After 6 months, I had to be re-enrolled back into school. And from that point on, I was like, damn, this is my last year in middle school. It's all messed up. You know, I can't look at him 6 months later, and he came up to me, surprisingly, he came up to me when I went back to school and asked me, was I okay? And that he didn't know where I lived at, so he couldn't come by and ask me if I was okay. Not that I wouldn't have been happy about that. Like, I would have been really happy about that. But, again, it didn't happen that way. So he waited until I got back to school, and then he asked me, like, am I okay? Is everything okay? I'm sorry I distracted you and stuff like that. Like, I had a huge crush on him, so I'm sitting there like everything is good when, no, everything is not good. But, hey, it was okay. For the most part, my leg healed up fine and all that good stuff, so no harm, no foul, I guess. But I did lose like 6 months out of school, so my grades were poor, but I made it up by taking the final exams and passing the final exams. So that was my story on me breaking my leg and stuff like that. Although I see my mom was pointing at me earlier, I know she just was laughing at me, but you know she ain't right. You know she ain't right. She just sitting there laughing at me. I told you, every time I tell that story, my mom always laughing at me about that problem. So yeah, what I need you to do is make sure you give this video a big fat thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you want to hear next as a story time. And follow me on my social medias, which is also down in the description box below. I love y'all all so much. Thank you for the support. Peace and love. Bye.